How's it going, you guys? Today we are going to be revisiting flat boxes. So this interesting tool can do 4 passes in one, basically. It can load, feather, both edges, and it can finish all in one pass, which is pretty impressive. And at 41, I'm starting to think maybe I should actually be giving these another chance. So I made a video about these 2 years ago. As a YouTuber, I get sent stuff by companies. So Columbia sent me some flat boxes. I tried them on one job, but kind of figured for the size jobs I do, the hassle wasn't really worth it. But I think I was a little too quick in my judgment of them. But anyways, let's take a quick look at what a flat box is. So it's just basically a container like this. It's got this door on the back that presses the mud out, and it comes out of this opening. And this carbide blade inset into this brass shoe is basically what does all the work in combination with this little part right here. But yeah, that gate just comes forward and forces the mud out. Oh, and it has a setting right here, so you can adjust the crown. So this thing has a crown right here, so it can leave the mud a little bit higher because it's going to shrink as it dries, especially in the center of a flat joint. So that's why it's got some crown, and you can adjust the crown with this thing. So let's check out the one I got right now. So instead of making you guys wait so long, let's see exactly what this thing can do. Okay. Oh, I got a nice hitchhiker in the mud on that first pass. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a beauty. Let's see if we can work that out on the way back. Okay, just one unfeathered edge. That can be solved quickly. Okay, let's get a load of this. I mean, look at those feathered edges. That's better than I usually do by hand. We've got one spot where the tape is showing through that'll have to get built out a little bit. And we've got one spot right here where the edge didn't feather as nicely as one would like. Not a big deal though, because we can just go feather the edge, and honestly most of the time it doesn't actually need that. And back here we'll tie that in a bit, and right here we can tie this in really quick. It's not hard, it's not even necessary really, but there we go. Yeah, look at that, that is nice. I probably put that on too thick though, but oh well. So I have this set on number 2, and it didn't leave much of a crown at all. It's basically dead flat. That is nice. So to fill the flat box up, we have this pump here. Now it's nice and full. So the last time I used this, I think I had a bit of a bad taste left in my mouth because I kept pinching my fingers between here. So what I realized is even though the handle goes up to here, don't ever put your hand in there. It should always be down about there, and it's never going to get your knuckles. So yeah, I haven't pinched myself this time, but I need to get this job done or I'm never gonna get out of here. So less talk, more action. And you can run it twice if you feel like there's too much porosity. That's looking beautiful. Oh, I kind of thought I was gonna have to lock my scaffold wheels. There's one difference. I can get away on regular finishing without locking my scaffold wheels, even though it's against the rules, but because I don't push this hard. Okay, here's my favorite thing by far, ceilings. These things were like designed for ceilings. So nice. I'm actually too close to the ceiling, so I'm not putting the pressure on right. There we go, that's good. Okay, it's time for the 12-inch box. So I gave this all a really quick sand with the Plane X, just like once across the top and bottom to feather the edge, but not hollow out the middle. It should be just right. I got my box set on 2, and I'm only gonna show this one today because I wanna actually enjoy the efficiency of the tool on the coating the rest of it. Whereas last time I was like running around setting up the tripod, getting different angles. It was pretty annoying, but today I'm just gonna enjoy this. So this is the first push. Hopefully it goes well and I don't have my mud mix too thin. Wow, that's nice. Might have it on a bit too heavy, but I'll take it. Okay, you guys, these are done, all sanded out. They sanded out really nice and easy. I would say though, I don't think these saved me any time on this job. Just too much up and down on scaffold work, too many short joints, not enough long runs. But I wouldn't say that it took me too much extra time. So I do think you're gonna start to see these more often in the videos because it's just nice to get a change from like, you know, just pushing a trowel on the wall all the time. Even though flats are really easy, they did wind up narrower than I usually make them, which was nice because there's less sanding there. And I would say the quality was still definitely good enough. One thing I did notice though, for whatever reason, where these two things are pushing down, it was almost making like an M shape in terms of how it was leaving the mud. It was really small, you know, like probably less than a 64th of a second, but like when I look down it, I can see that the middle of the blade is pushing down the most. So that's making it kind of like feather, and then it goes. So not 100% perfect, but it did sand out nice and flat. It might just need some fine tuning or just to be used more so that it actually breaks in. But overall, yeah, it was really good. I ran it on number 3 the whole time. Number 2 was pretty good. Anyways, let's check out how these look with a blade and some light behind it. So as we can see, there's a little bit of light down there, a little hollow, little light at the top. That's that W shape I was talking about. That sliver is so small though. It's less than it's actually showing up on camera. This is doing a good job of kind of exaggerating it. So it looked like a millimeter on camera, but it was probably only like 1/4 of a millimeter. Enough that you could use this on like 99% of your flat joints. I would say the only time that you might be able to maybe see that would be on a really well lit wall that gets sunlight down the whole thing. But in that case, you usually have to skim the whole thing out by hand anyways if you actually want to eliminate the difference between paper and joints, and you could see all the screws. So yeah, it's definitely good enough for like almost all of your work, and you will start to see these again more in the videos. Anyways, I'm glad this job is done, and I'm glad I gave these another try. But to be totally honest, I hope that I actually start doing more carpentry jobs and not enough drywall jobs to break these out all the time. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. I hope you learned something about flat boxes today. I enjoyed using them. And as always, I hope your projects are going really well, but I hope you're doing even better. Till the next one, you guys.